My name is Bec Hyland. I'm a 38-year-old living in regional New South Wales. I work full-time with BAE Systems as an avionics instructor and maintenance manager for military personnel. I'm an avid animal lover, and so outside of work, I spend most of my spare time with my cheeky but adorable Labradors, and I do enjoy a little bit of travel overseas. I guess the main problem that I considered was potentially misguided, or maybe not misguided, but some advice, generic advice that I received from Defence when I discharged. They sort of mentioned that you shouldn't put all of your eggs in one basket. And at that point in my life, I had purchased a few residential properties and only a few little shares and stuff. So based on that advice, I then started purchasing a bunch of shares and building up a little bit of a cash bucket. And then, long story short, I attended a workshop by Rory from Own Home Loans, and that's where I met Dane and Adil, and they posed the question about what would we do if we were given a large sum of money. And basically I answered, oh, I'd just buy more shares, thinking, that's a great answer. And they came back and they were like, yeah, but why do you want those shares, or what is the purpose behind those shares? And I really couldn't answer that. For me, it was just, yeah, I wanted a large sum of money, but for what purpose? So I was a little bit, where am I going? What am I doing? That kind of thing. Well, my pipeline dream was always to, own a big house on some acreage where I could, raise all my dogs and rescue animals. And I always assumed that it would be when I retired and if I were rich from, all of these shares that I've been purchasing. But working with Dane and Adil, I've actually found myself in the position where that 20 to 30 year pipeline dream is actually happening now. I'm in the process of getting the land, and in a year's time I'll have the dream house that I've designed on some acreage, and I'll be rescuing or fostering dogs.
Yes,
So
super.
yeah, that's probably the most amazing thing that's happened so far. There's a few other things happening in the background, but I think that'll all just be icing on the cake. Not in the big scheme of things. I guess, whenever you're spending money, you always consider, is it going to be good value for money? So that idea was there. But I really realised early on in the workshop with Rory that Dane and Adil approached this financial planning from that values and goals-based perspective. And that is really how I try to live my life. So it kind of aligned perfectly with my philosophy. And it just made sense to reach out. So there's a couple. I guess the focus on the values is the biggest thing, particularly for me, where I was a little bit lost in my idea of what I thought I wanted. I thought I wanted the big house on the acreage and needed to be rich, but it was really about fostering those dogs, and I can do that in so many different ways. So it was only through those conversations with Dane and Adil that I came to realise that, and that completely shifted, the trajectory that I was going in. So that's been amazing. Their patience and understanding. I have jumped back and forth all year between this is what I want to do, no, this is what I want to do. And, they never made me feel bad for doing that. They just reacted and changed the plan, and, we moved forward, which was great. And I guess the last thing that I really, really enjoyed or love about it is that they find that perfect balance between living in the here and now and planning for the future. So I don't have to sacrifice my lifestyle now in order to get what I want later. It's that really, really, defined balance between the two. I think that's really important. And it's just completely changed my mentality towards money and how I spend. It's been great. Well, I'd recommend financial planning with Dane and Adil to anyone, but particularly those that want clarity and direction in their life. The focus that that Dane and Adil place on, the values and the goals and that structured approach. Those that lack the clarity would really, really benefit from that. my life has changed completely because of it. You know, before my dreams were to be rich so I could do all of this, and that's not really what it was about. So yeah.